NPC Spotted in the Wild, posted by Fleedom Socks. My son and I stopped at a gas station the other day to fill up. As I was preparing to get out of the car, my attention was drawn to a woman walking from the store back to her car at the pumps. I don't normally stare at people, but I watched her. She was an overweight white woman, but proportional. She had on a white t-shirt with a band name on it, Yoga Pants. Brown hair the color of fresh tree bark. She walked in a diagonal line from the store to her car, which was to my right. A piece of her ponytail had come loose and was in her eyes and partially stuck to her mouth. Coffee in her right hand. I snapped out of it and got out to pump my gas. I shooed my son back in the car when I was done, and when I sat down again, I saw her again. It was exactly the same. She was in the same spot that she was when I first noticed her, and doing the exact same thing, walking from the store to her car at the pump. I rationalized with myself that she forgot something and went back. But the more I watched the second time, the more it felt exactly the same. The same invisible line to her car, the same types of steps, her hair placement, the coffee in her right hand. Then my son chimed in, "Didn't she already do that?" Look, I know it sounds nutty, but I am pretty sure I just witnessed a glitch in the matrix or assimilation with this NPC. I was at a gas station that sold farm animals and doesn't exist. Posted by _. This may be a little long because so many bizarre things happened. About a year ago, I was leaving work and noticed that I was low on gas. I live in a big city. This is important. So there are gas stations at every corner. I decided to cruise around until I found one. So a minute or two later, I see one that looks like a normal small gas station. I get gas and decide to go in to get something. I think it was car air fresheners. I don't know. This is where it gets weird. The front of the store looks like a regular gas station, except the people inside. The clerks and the customers are wearing things like they're in a Midwestern movie. They're nice enough to me. Then I move to the back of the store. There are cages with small farm animals, rabbits, baby chicks, a baby goat, mostly chickens and chicks. I love animals, so I'm ogling them, and eventually the strange dressed clerk comes up to me and asks if I want to buy some animals for my farm. Note, there are no farms within the limits of my city. I say no and ask him if I can hold a chick. He cheerfully tells me it's time to clean their cages anyway, asks me to extend my crossed arms, and starts piling like 20 baby chicks on me. Wipes down the cage, puts them back one by one. No chicks were harmed during this glitch. I'm a little weirded out, but happy that I got to hold chicks, so I pay with cash and leave the seemingly small gas station. The next day, I tell my coworkers about it. They say, "There's no such place nearby." We go as far as searching Google and Google Maps, and it shows no results by description and a vacant lot where that gas station was. After work, I drive that direction and see no such gas station, just the empty lot. I describe the place to my friends on Facebook, and they tell me there are stores like that in the outskirts of the city, 60 or so miles away from my work, where they sell animals, but they're not gas stations. To this day, I don't know what happened. Did I end up in an alternate reality or a different time and place? I wish I took some pictures, but my hands were full of baby chickens. What a weird glitch. I once saw the moon go backward on its normal path and then realign. Posted by Smugs and Easel 1215. Before anyone asks, no, I was not high, drunk, delirious, or sleepy, or anything like that. I was out walking my dog and sat down in a field near the empty playground to take a break. I then just sprawled out on a boulder and looked at the sky. The leash was still in my hand, don't worry, and noticed that the moon seemed to be moving pretty fast. And then it also hit me. Hey, wait a minute. Doesn't the moon travel the other way? So there I was, freaking out while holding my dog as the moon traveled quickly in the wrong direction, not blazingly fast, but with noticeable movement. And once again, before anyone says anything about the clouds making it seem like that, 1, there were barely any clouds, and 2, it moved way too far to justify quick moving cloud cover being the cause of the sight anyway. It eventually stopped on the other side of the sky, and I ran back home. No one believed me, and there was no one around me when it happened to even fact check. The only other witness was my dog, and she passed away. Still miss you, cutie. So I'm the only one who seemingly saw it. The moon seemed to return to its normal speed and trajectory when I went out to observe it again. But ever since that day, I don't trust the moon. I'll never forget it, and no one is going to gaslight me to make me think I made that up. We Are In Assimilation, posted by Existence is Pain 888. I don't know if it happened in 2012 or if it has always been like this and the information was put into the consciousness of the living. But there's a famous theory saying if we are able to create a simulation, there's a really good chance we are in a simulation as well. But it brings a lot of questions. Who are they? Why did they create this? Are they still making interventions, or is our world just going around on its own? I will try to answer these questions based on what I believe. I'm not a scientist or anything. Every part of this is a thought experiment and obviously open to discussion and criticism. I would like you to imagine a computer game to make my thoughts more comprehensible. Example: humankind created Grand Theft Auto 5. And you are in the front of your PC playing it. Your character is basically in a simulation experiencing life. Drives around, works, hangs out with friends, etc. But can the character you are directing understand that it is a game? And the decisions are made in fact by the player and he just obeys them? Can he feel anything? Obviously not in a way we can, right? Because we're more complex. We have more memories, our lives have meaning, etc. Like they don't even know they're in a loop because it is programmed that way. What if we are also programmed to feel that way? An interesting question about this would be, what would happen if GTA player was commended to play a similar video game? By the means of graphics. It would be way lower than the world in GTA. Even to a game character, it would look ridiculous compared to his reality. What if we are also a game and there are far more advanced civilizations and they created our world for an open world game? I know it sounds stupid, but to our programming, of course, it should sound stupid. We have to believe it is real. Can you imagine your GTA character realizes it is a game you control and does not want to obey your rules? You would just reset the game and that character would be just ready to do what you command regardless of what he feels. This GTA analogy was just there to create the idea. What I really believe their goal is, of course, experiments. Multiple, actually. But the one that I find most reasonable is capitalism. The advanced civilizations are trying to find a way for a society to function with the best way possible. You see, there is no one right way to sustain a society. Communism, democracy, oligarchy, etc. None of them work for everyone. And in the end of all, individuals or societies suffer. That's why they're experimenting on a simulation to avoid bad scenarios. Or it might just be a very detailed movie about coronavirus that advanced civilizations are watching in all aspects. And we are the unknowing actors. We were all created on a computer and our life cycles begin on the 1st of January 2020. And the entire information, prior history, memories, events, etc. was simply put into our minds. All of these theories are, of course, non-scientific and infalsifiable.